Good morning and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Let me just ask you, do you ever feel like you are stuck in a negativity rut? Like your thoughts start to travel to the worst situation almost immediately. Your anger is quick to rise to the surface, and your outlook on life's day to day activities are just at best kind of apathetic. Kind of the smallest problems just seem to be catastrophic. Well, I'm here to kind of tell you, friend, that you do not have to stay in that place. You can break that cycle and you can walk through the valley on the other side. It'll take some practice, it'll take some concentrated effort and a little retraining of the brain, but this is an excellent season to start doing this. The more positive you really is possible, despite all the things you've got going on, all the things that want to worry you. And so I'm going to give you 7 tips, and you can take these, you can use them one a day. And I've actually got a special resource that's free that I'm going to give you to use along with this. But I'm telling you, your sun is on the horizon. I am so glad you're here. I'm so grateful you're here. In fact, I'm going to use my gratitude oil to get going because this is just going to be a really special time. I am really excited about the things that we're going to share with you today. Hi, I'm Dr. Nozella. I'm a doctor of education, and I'm very, very passionate about empowering others to achieve the quality of life that they really deserve. Professionally, I'm a doctor emeritus of a university urban extension office where I manage federal nutrition programs for underserved audiences. I taught over 15 years in the schools and the community as a nutrition educator, teaching people to take charge of their health. I'm a professor, a writer, a speaker, a researcher, and a consultant. And like so many women, I struggle to live a really balanced life, to avoid being all stressed out, to avoid being not being positive. But the one thing that I have learned is I have to be intentional, even protective about taking care of me. Okay, I only get one body and I have to invest in it because I really do believe that my body is a temple of God. I believe that if I can be proactive, I can support my body and I can avoid a lot of other diseases. You see, I really did struggle with my health for as long as I can remember. As a kid, I didn't have the energy that most children had. I would have these fainting spells for no apparent reason. My mother would take me to doctors and they would tell her that there was nothing really wrong with me, that it was all in my head. 45 years ago, during the first year of my marriage, I was so overcome with fatigue that I couldn't even get out of the bed after sleeping 10 or 11 hours at night. I just was not able to function. And friends were helping me out, bringing dinner over to my house. And one friend just recommended that I see her naturopath doctor. And I have to tell you, I had been to college and they had taught me doctors like she was talking about was a quack. But at the time, it was like, I thought, what do I have to lose? So I went to her doctor. He did a simple blood test, talked to me a little bit. And instead of medications, he gave me a diet, told me something that was really going to change my life. He said, if you don't make lifestyle changes now, you're going to have diabetes, possibly high blood pressure by the time you're in your 30s. And of course, that ran in my family. I was told that everybody was going to have it, but I took it to heart. I started following what he taught me. That began my search on the keys to vibrant and optimal health. And it really did bother me that in college, my professors had told me that the life expectancy of people that looked like me was 8 years shorter than the dominant culture. And at the time, they believed it was because African Americans were inferior. And I just couldn't buy into that. It was like, we're all created equal. We're all created by the same almighty, powerful God. So I've been researching and studying the best diets for longevity, lifestyle habits, beliefs, attitudes that the healthiest people across the world have. And what I've discovered are some of the things that I'm going to share with you. Along the way, I did have a friend that shared with me, introduced me to pure plant oils, essential oils, and how these are distilled from plants and how the plants and the benefits of plants have been used through the ages for health and wellness. And I've been applying what I've learned. I've been sharing it with others. I adjust it as I learn it and share. So today I'm just really, really excited to say that At my last doctor's appointment, she was really excited. She said, "You made my day." She looked at my numbers. She said, "You're the healthiest patient I've seen all day. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high blood pressure. My numbers look really good. I have really worked hard at applying what I have learned, and I give God all the glory. But I'm just so excited to share some of these things with you that I've been doing. Today, I want to share just the 7 tips for a more positive life. These are simple, they're really easy. Many are not even costly at all. And this is really a perfect time for you to review these and prepare for the next season. So stay with me also, because I've got this free resource I told you that I'm going to offer to you all to help you move closer to your wellness goals. I recognize that we're all different, but the more we know, the more we can take charge of our health and enjoy a more vibrant health. First of all, I do want to say that this is not intended to replace the advice of your healthcare provider. As I said before, I am a doctor of education, and I'm committed to helping people have the resources that they need. So it's not intended to diagnose, to treat, to prevent, or cure any disease. This is intended for your education and to help you take charge of your life. Now, let's start with the first tip that I have for you, okay? Identify negative thoughts and self-talk. If you're able, I want you to jot some things down while I'm talking. If not, come back to this later, but think about this. We can now see scientifically the power of the mind and the role that it plays in our physical health. Oftentimes, you're not even realizing that you're really living with a fixed mindset. It's how you've always reached ideas. It's how you've always viewed X, Y, and Z. And when this negative fixed mindset clouds your view, you're really unable to discover the opportunities and the blessings that life sends your way. So the key to this first task is going to be awareness. You won't be able to move forward in your efforts in achieving a more positive you without first identifying what your needs are and how you think, how your mind moves. So I want you to stop and think about how you respond to difficult situations, circumstances that you don't particularly enjoy. Grab a journal, a notebook, do a mental assessment of what we're talking about here today. And I want you to consider how you talk to yourself. Would you talk to a friend the same way? Think about it. Perhaps your kids or the person that you're living with leaves a mess in the bathroom, or they leave crumbs on the table, okay? Write down how that makes you feel. Perhaps you walk past the mirror and you see your midsection section kind of drooping over your pants button. Perhaps a coworker gets a promotion and you were gunning for it, or they say something that isn't as nice as it should be. What thoughts cross your mind? Jot them down. And I'd like you to keep this journal. Jot down your thoughts, jot down your reactions, so you're aware of what some of these triggers are. And then before you go to bed, just kind of review them. Do you notice any patterns? Now, the next tip then is to begin to practice positivity. Now, you've kind of taken an inventory of how you generally react and how you respond to life's annoyances. Let's talk about how you can reverse that way of thinking, okay? Get out your journal, your notebook, and pick out a few phrases that you've kind of caught yourself muttering. Write them down on a page and leave room in between. Perhaps you've heard yourself say, "There's no way this is going to work out. Nothing works out good for me," okay? Now, take a moment to think about how you can turn that into a positive statement, okay? How about, "This is a challenge. I love a good challenge. I'm going to approach this from a different angle." Now, just see the shift? Let's try it another one. Maybe you often mention to yourself as you walk past the mirror, "I will never lose this weight. I'm always going to be fat." Who would want to hear that, okay? Okay, that's just a real punch to your inner self. So how can you stop that negative talk right in its tracks? Try something like, "I can make some small changes that can lead to a healthier me." Or how about, "I'm beautiful no matter what size I am. God loves me no matter," okay? There's some other things. Do you say to yourself, I'm just getting older? Do you say I'm clumsy, I'm ugly, I'm dumb, I'm an idiot, I'm too old to learn technology? All of these are negative things. And the brain only hears what you say. And the brain says, okay, you're clumsy. I'll give you more clumsy. Okay. It says you're old. I'll make you feel old. So it's really important to change that thinking and change the way we talk to ourselves. Instead, you can say, I'm becoming more grounded. Okay. I may slip, but I will learn to steady myself. I want you to just think for yourself, what are some of those things that you say to yourself, and attack them by coming up with positive statements and release those negative ones. Think of an example. You may want to give me an example in the chat or in the comments. If you're doing the replay, send me a little note and let me know of some that you thought up that we may not have mentioned here today. Now, tip number 3. Start the day with gratitude and affirmations, okay? We have so many things that we can be thankful for, but we're often overlook them because we get so busy in what things have to be done, okay? We forget about the soft bed that we slept in. We forget about the clothes that we had to put on. We forget about the car that we're driving. Those are blessings. The paycheck we're receiving. Okay, what about the air that we're breathing in? There's so many simple things that we could think about that are part of life that we often take for granted. You know the saying, count those blessings. So start the day off full of gratitude, and you'll find that it'll make an enormous impact on your attitude as you move through the day. According to a study done by the University of California and Washington University, expressing gratitude increases joy, which is a distinct positive emotion. And then joy, in turn, increases gratitude, which is a cycle that you run and get stuck in. How about gratitude leading to joy, joy leading to gratitude? Keep it going, okay? And did you know that Young Living does have an oil, a blend? Gratitude, the one that I used, I love it so much because it does really have that refreshing moment. It makes me, the aroma makes me want to smile, okay? But think about, you can also set your intentions for the day by repeating affirmations. Start by telling yourself the story of the day that you want to happen. Use positive language at the beginning of the day. Speak truth over yourself. Think about, like, I will have a great day when you open your eyes. I will choose my attitude. I will be confident in my abilities. I will choose patience and peace. I like to start out with, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. It's a choice that we can make, and it's so wonderful. Now, the 4th tip I want to talk about is using aromatherapy to release negative emotions. There is just so much research that is being done today showing the power of aromas. Aromas have quite a powerful impact on your emotional state. It's kind of, as soon as you take a whiff, the airborne odor molecules travel into your nose to your olfactory receptors, and then they relay messages to other parts of your brain. Your sense of smell is the only one of the 5 senses that is directly linked to the limbic lobe of your brain, the emotional control center. It's so amazing. And did you know that sesquiterpenes can increase your blood oxygen levels in the brain? And guess where those are found? Sesquiterpenes are in essential oils, okay? So that it increases, when you inhale those essential oils, you're increasing the oxygen levels of your brain. It's amazing. The stimulation of both aroma and the oxygenation, it seems to affect the amygdala. That's the part of the brain that plays the major role of emotional processing. And this stimulation is accompanied by mental focus and intent. It actually facilitates the release of stored emotional blocks. I mean, how cool is that? So grab your oils, inhale or diffuse them, I'll tell you some of my favorites are the blend Valor or peppermint or frankincense lemon. Bergamot is awesome. Stress away, peace and calming, and vision. I also like release when I'm trying to release negative emotions. But find what works for you and use them consistently. And if you don't have a Young Living account, I'm going to talk about that a little later in a few minutes. So just stay with me and we'll tell you how you can really get a good deal on it. But first of all, let me pause just here because it's really important that you understand all essential oils are not created equal. Yes, I use Young Living because I trust them. They've been around for 28 years and they are a legacy company. They're the founder of the modern essential oil movement. And as a premier company, they've set the standard for all other essential oils and essential oil companies, okay? Many companies don't take the extra steps to ensure that they're providing a top of the line product that works, but Young Living does. They take great pride in making sure that you get that high quality essential oil, and they back that with a guarantee all the way from the seed all the way until you get it, okay? Which is called the seed to the seal. They guarantee the way they source their products at their farms. They guarantee the science that they use behind the products, and they guarantee the standards. They set those standards. Here's some of the things I really like about them. The plant material is grown on their corporately owned farms, or they carefully vet partners. And you can visit their farms, you can see what they're doing. They use sustainable farming, they use sourcing practices that are sustainable so they can provide the purest oil. They take care to preserve and protect the natural resources, and they hand weed their fields, so there's absolutely no use of pesticides. All their oils retain all of the natural constituents and beneficial properties because of the way that they're sourced. And they use food grade distillers with state-of-the-art design and distillation methods. So you're not getting metals into the oils when they're being distilled. They use a low pressure and low temperature distillation without the use of solvents or synthetic chemicals. That's not found. And they have a very rigorous testing that they do on each batch of the oils by their own labs, but also by third-party labs. And then the oils are carefully reviewed every step of the production in order to make sure that they're meeting their standards of purity. And the thing that I really appreciate is if at any point along that process, the oils don't meet their standard, they are rejected. They would rather us be out of something than to provide us with something that's inferior. And I just really appreciate that. You can check out more at theseedtoseal.com to learn more about how that works. But I just wanted to just pause a moment so you really could understand how important it is to make sure you're using quality oils. Now, let's move on. Tip number 5, invite in positivity through your friends and through humor. So take a few moments today to just think about the things that you surround yourself with. Think about the friends, the people, your family, your coworkers, the music you listen to, TV, the social media, podcasts, the books that you're reading. Are they positive? You probably remember the saying, garbage in, garbage out. Okay, the same is still true today. If you're surrounding yourself with negative influences, your inner thoughts and attitudes will most certainly be negative. So sift out the bad and start focusing on what positive influences you can begin implementing. If it's a toxic relationship, take the steps required to set proper boundaries. If it's something toxic on social media or perhaps gloomy or depressing music, change it, remove it, delete it. Do what it takes to set yourself up for success in this area. Foster the positive relationships that you do have. Play upbeat, uplifting tunes. Read books and listen to podcasts that really inspire you, not give you nightmares. And then watch comedy shows. Laugh. It is so good for the soul to just laugh. There have been people that have really talked about how they have helped to heal themselves just by doing a lot of laughter. But just bring so much positivity in that there's really no room for the negativity, okay? I discovered that there are actually therapy groups where people pay to go and sit together, and all they do is laugh. They don't even tell jokes. They just start laughing, and it's contagious. Hey, you don't even have to pay for it. It's free. Think about ways that you can do that. Invite that positivity in through your friends and through humor. And then tip number 6, do something good for your body and for the environment. Becoming a more positive you requires a change in your mind, but also a change in your body. Your daily habits need to shift. So I'm going to start with improve your nutrition. You can do it one step at a time. Not going to go into a lot of details, but I have to tell you about my favorite way of doing that. And that is by adding Ningxia Red in, okay? It is the best antioxidant drink ever. All I need is 2 to 4 ounces a day. It'll support your eye health, your normal cellular, digestive, memory, and brain function. It's clinically been shown to increase your immune and your respiratory function. It increases your energy level, it improves and increases your sleep, reduces the physical limitations, inflammation, stress. It actually improves your mental well-being. It lessens free radicals and oxidative stress. There's no caffeine, okay? There are actually 17 species of the wolfberry, but only the Ningxia has a complete phytonutrient profile. It is higher in vitamin C than oranges, higher in calcium than cauliflower, and higher in beta carotene than carrots. It is also high in E, which plays that real important part in your health and the maintenance of your healthy reproductive system. It's so high in protein. It has amino acids and 21 trace minerals, which are important for every system of the body to properly function. Ningxia Red has 6 essential fatty acids, which are important because your body doesn't produce these essential fatty acids normally. And they have to come from your diet. And the essential fatty acids help promote your proper hormone production, your thyroid function, and your adrenal activity. And nature's so loaded with the naturally occurring B vitamins of B1, B2, and B6 and more. It's just such a dense nutrition. And let's face it, most of us are not getting the nutrition that we need. So I just love it. And one other thing that kind of sets it apart is that it's the nutritive supplement also has essential oils in it. And those essential oils will help aid in your ability to absorb them and assimilate it into your body. And that really helps your emotional well-being. So I just have to give a plug for that. It has worked so well for me. But second, I want you to consider, besides your nutrition, consider implementing exercise as a way to bring more positivity in your life. Okay, why? Because when you exercise, your body releases endorphins, okay? And these chemicals help suppress the hormones that cause stress and anxiety. They trigger a positive feeling in the body, similar to that of morphine, but without the dangerous possibility of overdosing or becoming addicted. So while you're at it, kind of start spreading positivity by doing something good for others and the environment. Maybe you get outside and you walk a little bit more. And I like to warn you, you don't have to necessarily join a gym. You don't have to think that you're going to do 5 miles a day. Just start moving, okay? But when you do things for the environment, you also feel good about it. Think about recycling, collect trash along the roadsides, volunteer for a shelter, find ways to give back, okay? Because again, that's another way that makes us feel uplifting. Start slow, just move a little, find something little that you really enjoy doing. Dance a little more, dance around the house, dance as you're doing dinner, dance as you're watching commercials. All of that increases those endorphins and you find yourself just feeling so much better. And then the last tip I want to share with you is, as we think about getting rid of the negative thoughts and we think about being more positive, sometimes we find that we don't do as well as we want to do, okay? And when that happens, we get down on ourselves, okay? These tips aren't conclusive. They're just a few things. There are many ways that you can become more positive. I'm just sharing some of the most important to me. But I think one of the important ones is learning how to turn our failures into lessons. We come down on ourselves so very, very hard. And you're not always going to get this positivity thing right. Okay. You're going to have some off days, some moments when you lose your cool, situations that you're in, you find yourself in a funk. Okay, don't let them derail you. Take what happened, learn from it, figure out how to avoid perhaps a situation, how to handle them more effectively the next time you encounter them. Break the cycle, but stay the course. Become the change you want to be. I like to think of it, instead of saying failures, think of it as feedback. What can you learn from it? And keep on moving. I really encourage you to begin today. We've talked about 7 tips that are pretty simple that you could do. Just take one small step today, okay? Identify negative thoughts or self-talk. Practice positive thinking, one way that you can be more positive. Think about starting your day with gratitude, or before you go to bed, gratitude. Use your aromatherapy to release your negative emotions and invite more positivity in. Laugh more, do something good for your body and the environment, and really turn those failures into lessons, okay? And I've got something I'm really excited for you. I have a journal specifically designed to help you to record these 7 tips for yourself, to keep track and help you write down some of the things that you're learning about yourself and move forward. And if you're on this call in person, or if you are getting the replay, you're going to automatically get the journal. Otherwise, all you have to do is just text positive me, at my phone number, 913-379-4301, at 913-379-4301. Text positive me, and you'll get this free journal. You're going to love it because it actually allows you to record all of these 7 tips that we've talked about today. Before we end, remember, many of the tips we talked about don't cost a dime. However, I have to tell you that we talked about how aromatherapy really does help your emotional state. And so I can't leave without sharing with you a basic essential oils kit that is a game changer. It has been a game changer for me when it comes to my overall positivity and my overall health. As I mentioned earlier, research continues to show the change that aroma makes on our physical and our emotional health. And this particular bundle contains a basic set of oils that address every area of your body, or emotionally and physically, and more. There's about 11 oils that you're going to get in here, but you also going to get samples of Ningxia Red that we've talked about, that you'll get some hand sanitizer that is safe to use. You're going to get a thieves spray that's going to help you so much, and you can get started today. And what's exciting about this, you can get all of this for only $165. It is almost a value of $300. It is just amazing. And on top of that, I can tell you, if you want to unlock a 24% discount when you order with Young Living, if you order 100 PV, you don't have to order anything else, and you unlock the 24% discount for the next 24 months. Or if you order one item on Loyalty Rewards, then you'll unlock the 24% discount that way. It's amazing, because on the Loyalty Rewards, you can just swipe out all the products that you want, get what you want that month, and begin to increase your wellness and your health as you move towards your goals. I do have a QR code that makes it really easy for you to just snap a picture, take this code, and the items that we talked about today, you can go right to them, you can see them. And I would encourage you, if you really want to be very intentional about your wellness goals, schedule a personal consult with me. I have the ability to provide you with a Zyto scan that personalizes what your needs are, and we can set up at a very, very inexpensive, budget-friendly way, a plan that will help you move closer towards your wellness goals. And now you can get this scan for, I think, only $10 with the special code fall special. Text me if that's not correct, and we'll make sure we get that to you. But again, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me during the lunch hour today. And I just pray that you have a wonderful, wonderful week on this Wellness Wednesday. Be positive and be blessed.